Hello and welcome. Welcome to this webinar. I'm so happy that you're here. I can't see you, but I know that you're here. I can feel you and I can see that there are people here. And I am excited about this. This is a webinar that I love to do because it's a topic very, very close to my heart and to my, what should I say, to my soul. It is this sharing, this opening up, this helping people to connect, this helping people to rise, to rediscover themselves, to rediscover yourselves, to connect to your beauty, your essence, your intuition, and your guidance. This is so cool. This is powerful stuff, but it's also a lot of fun. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you all about it. And I'm really, really looking forward to it. I will start with the slides, and I'll take you through it all step by step. The first thing that I'd like you to do is say hi in the chat box. Tell us where you are, which country, which town, and I will just say right away that any sharing will be sort of confidential. Only I can see it, and I will not repeat your names because I know some people are still a little afraid of acknowledging that they're in this kind of realm. So, from Stockholm, Sweden, beautiful. Glasgow, Scotland, yes, beautiful. I have Scottish heritage actually. Gothenburg, Sweden, Landskrona, Essex. Glad to be here. Glad to have you here. Beautiful. Örebro, Sweden. Stamford, England. Nesodden, Norway. Yay. That's where I am. Welcome. Northumberland, UK. Beautiful. Hamburg. Let's see. It's going fast. Hamburgsund, Sweden. Brighton, UK. Hello. Alla from Sweden. Eskilstuna. And then Raufoss, Norway. Beautiful. From France, in Bolivia right now. Yes, wow, all over the place. Beautiful, fantastic. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Stavanger, Norway. Yes, I had my first childhood years in Stavanger, have fond memories. And also, yes, Brighton. My brother lives in Brighton. So many, many places that I sort of feel connected to personally as well, but it's so good to see you. Hello. Kragerø, Norway, beautiful town. Close to Trondheim, Norway, fantastic, lived there too. Stockholm, yes, beautiful. I have never lived in Sweden. I am born in England. So a little bit of chit chat here just to get acquainted so that I sort of get to know where you guys are. And of course, you get to know a little bit of who I am and why I'm here. And I'll get more into that in a minute. So, the first thing we will do is together, just to center ourselves and to get the energy flowing and to get the focus in this moment. Let's take 3 deep breaths together. So what you do, wherever you are, you can do this, even if you're not sitting or lying down, you can do this on the move if you like. Take 3 deep breaths. What we first do is, with your first deep inhale, just feel the air entering your body, filling your body, and hold it a little bit while you've filled up. And release anything old, anything you don't need or want, any old breath that you've made use of and you don't want anymore. Your body is finished with. Next inhale, feel that air and then add a dimension of energy to it. Bring the energy of force of life into your body, filling your body and holding it in. Feel that energy in your body. Feel it expanding and tingling through your body, and then release any old stale energy that you're done with, anything from the past, anything you don't need anymore in this moment or in the future. That's it. Beautiful. One last inhale. Breathe in yourself, everything that's yours. Add that to the breath and the energy. Yourself, your energy into yourself, centering yourself into your body. Hold it. Hold it in your body. Feel that you're connecting to your core through this breath. And if you can't feel it, just go with it and breathe out anything that doesn't belong to you. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Beautiful. Fantastic. Okay, cool. That feels much better. That feels a little bit more gathered. Now, even if people come in later, the energy of this group here now is so centered, they will become part of it quickly. And even also people watching the recording later, because I am recording this. I know some people couldn't make it, so I will be sending it out. So, okay. First, let's do the practical first. It lasts around 90 minutes, this webinar, and there's a Q&A at the end. We will be doing some exercises along the way, fun, powerful exercises. I will be asking you questions, and I do urge you to participate like you did in sharing where you were, and share your experiences and also asking your questions. And engage as much as you can, because then you sort of get into the movement of this, the energy of this, and you will gain more clarity at least, not only with your mind, but through your whole self. So just take part in it and share, and let's just get the most out of these 90 minutes. And yes, you can ask me questions as we go along. Some people have already sent me some questions, so I'm sort of trying to bring all this in. And if I miss some of it as we go along, just put them in the Q&A box. There are two different boxes in your menu there. There's a chat box. That's the one I see as we go along. And then there's a Q&A. That's where you add the questions at the end. A question here. I can send messages to hosts and panelists, but I cannot see the others. Why? I have chosen to do it this way, partly or mainly because I know that some people are a little shy about this still. So I have decided to be a little bit, keep this space safe for everybody. If you want me to share something directly to the group, I will be reading out your messages. I will be sharing them out for you, so that other people can benefit from your questions and from your sharings. But just so that the people who feel a little bit unsafe in this still, which when you get past that point doesn't really make sense, but in the beginning it makes a lot of sense because this is unfamiliar. A lot of people ridicule this kind of work, and so I decided to do that. Okay, thumbs up. Good, cool. So the other practical details, there are no sales. I'm not going to sell you anything in this webinar, I promise. I will invite you to join my new community for free. It's a free community to join. In the community, there are opportunities to learn and stuff, but it's just a community for gathering to share things like this and to expand and to share love and healing to people out there. And so I will invite you for that at the end. I'll share the information about that later. And then the question, who is this webinar for? Well, obviously it's for you because you've been curious enough to sign up, but it's for you whether you already have a spiritual practice or you feel that you have no connection at all, but you want to know what it's all about. Whatever level you're at, there's room for expansion and learning here. And it's just the perfect group here now that is supposed to be here. So all you need is curiosity and a desire to discover more and to connect more powerfully to your essence, to who you are. And we'll be connecting, I see there's a spelling mistake here, we'll be connecting to a magnificent world of exploration, growth, and magic in these 90 minutes. We'll get as powerful as we can, and it's a lot of fun. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And what will you learn? Sort of feel I have to share this because people with our minds, we want to know. And so I'll share this first and then we'll get into the deep depth of it. You will learn how you can reconnect to your intuition and to the language of your soul, your intuition. How to sense energies. You will learn how to use your imagination and images to deepen your awareness of who you are and where you are and what's going on in your life. You will learn how to develop a simple, effective meditation practice. We already did one, the breathing practice. That's a very powerful centering meditation practice that you can do anywhere very quickly. But I'll be sharing some more. And then I will show you how you can connect to the light. Some people call it source, some people call it God, some people call it the creator, but there's a light that we all have connection to. So I'll show you how to connect or strengthen that connection. And then also to the support of our earth, because we're here. This is what we're here for, to live our lives on this earth. So working with the power of the earth is part of what I want to show you. So, but this is it. You already know this. So whatever you think you know or don't know, wherever you're confused about things, you know all this. All you have to do is find a way to remember it. And this is what this is really all about, guiding you to reconnect in your own way. That's what my work is mostly about, or all about, actually. So I promise you that it's a fun journey. It's an amazing journey. And it starts now. Now, some of you have maybe already started on your journey, but this part, this leg of the journey starts here and now, no matter where you are. And I will show you how you can enhance your connection to your intuition and the wisdom of your soul. And I've had some questions about it. I will show you how you can start trusting your experience and why you should. So, because I've had a few questions about how do I know if it's my mind or my intuition. So this is what this is all about. Cool. Okay. And I did share some about who I am in the sense of where I've lived, but I am also a trained musician and a performer. And I'm a certified theta healer and an intuitive reader and healer from the Soul Spring School for Healing and Personal Development in Oslo, Norway. I am also a spiritual guide and a meditation coach, live and online. I do online meditation, so guided meditations live. I'm a founder of what I call the Breaking Through program. And this is what this is part of, breaking through to the light, if you like, which is what I call it actually, but breaking through to who you are and to greater wisdom and greater fun and experience and excitement and love in your life. So I call it also the breakthrough method, for want of having to call it something. I'm also the founder of The Rising, which is the community I mentioned. It's a community for, to put it sort of is simply, feeling good and doing good. And I'll get more into that later. And this is it's newly launched. So it's sort of a growing community for interaction and participation. I'm an emerging social entrepreneur. So The Rising is the first branch of a big vision I have, which has to do with helping the young generation to rise. Hence The Rising. But the rising comes from all of us and within all of us. So to show them how to connect to their worth and unique expressions and talents, this is my passion. This is what my big vision that came out from my journey here. Because I've been on this journey myself. I've had to discover and rediscover how to connect myself. And I'm still rediscovering, and we will all the time. We're rediscovering, learning stuff. I had some big revelations the last few days as well. It happens all the time, and that's the excitement. So I've also spent the last 10 years helping and guiding people individually, in couples and in groups, to heal from trauma and to discover their essence and the power of their heart, which is what's underlying all of this, and reconnect to their own truth. So I have that experience with hundreds of clients behind me, and that's beautiful work that I really love doing. But I also love talking to groups of people and working with the energies of the group. So that's a little bit about me. Now, I would like you to just take a little check-in of where you are. So I'm going to go through a few points here, and you can see which ones resonate with you. And I would love it if you shared, I've put numbers in front of them. If you shared the ones that resonate with you, there are 2 pages, so I'll scroll through them. Different levels of connection. So where do you feel yourself to be? You feel out of place and misunderstood and long to get an understanding of who you are and why you're here. And the next one, you have no connection to your intuition or anything spiritual, but something just compelled you to check this out. These might belong together. So again, this is not a foolproof sort of different categories. There might be more here that you resonate with. You're secretly curious and fascinated by supernatural things, hence the sort of privacy of the chat here, like astrology, tarot, calling psychics, etc. But maybe you're afraid of admitting it to yourself and others. Maybe you're not, but you're sort of curious and you're just sort of exploring. But a lot of people keep this to themselves in the beginning, at least. You believe there is more to life than meets the eye, but you don't believe you have the ability to connect to it. This is a lot of people experience this. That's the first 4. And then we have number 5. You've had some unusual experiences and visions, and you want to investigate and understand more where that comes from, what it is. You've already started to consciously open up and connect to your intuition and the universe or source or the light, and you want to go deeper and learn more. So that's a little bit of a further along that journey in your life. You have a spiritual connection. You feel strongly that you have it, and you're ready to step up the game and raise your vibration even more. And the last one that I put here, you have a strong spiritual practice and you just want to connect to similar souls or just see what's here. So yes, let's see what number 2 and 4. Okay, cool. Anyone else have any numbers for number 4? Anyone else relating to any of these? And 1 and 6 and 5, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 4, 6, 7, 1, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6 and 7, 7. Okay, so we've got them all over 6. Okay, cool. Beautiful. 5, 6, 7, 1, 2 and 3 to 4, 1 and 6 and 7. Okay, so both. That's very interesting because a lot of you have sort of the 1 with connected to the ones where you are connected. So the 1 was in good days, 8. Beautiful. Beautiful. So some of us, and this makes sense to me because we can feel out of place. We can feel very connected, but out of place in the earth, on the world, on the earth, in this life. And this is actually very common. A lot of people who feel that they have connection feel they don't belong here and they just want to go back home, sort of thing. This is part of the work that we do here and that I would do includes that 8, 7, 5. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for sharing. Fantastic. It includes integrating this experience of being of a higher realm and being a greater spirit with a sort of larger than we think we are, and still I find excitement in living this life and integrating it into it. This is part of this work. That's the power of doing this work, of investigating it. So so the question here now is, what are we really talking about here? So what I'm gonna ask you to take a little bit of a look at this picture here and see what it is. This is an actual picture. It's not part of the slideshow. It's a photograph that I've taken, or that has been taken of something. And I would like you now to share your associations with this image. Now, some of you might have been here before and know what it is. Try and bypass that. And what does it associate with for you in this moment? And this is part of the work, so just go with it. And please share in the chat and I'll try and read, because you're beautifully engaged here, so things go a little bit fast, but I'll try and see. So what can you... Promising peace, yeah, a place in space. Law on the peace. A place in space, yes. A stream of light, a light beam. Okay, here are the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so you shared, that came now for which ones you connected to. That just came up now. So this image, what do you associate with? This light going into the heart, connection, light, warm. Okay, my person's on the other side that loves me, sharing their light and love, warmth, hope. I was waiting for the picture, but warmth. Oh, right. But the picture is this red picture here. A beam of light in space. Comfort and love. Blood. Okay, I'm reading it out. That might give you association. So try to stay with the image, the first impulse that you had. Okay, cool. Yeah. Energetic vibrations, light. Okay, beautiful. Existence, light. So those were 2 different, light and then existence. What I will share, and then corridor to connection. Beautiful, beautiful. And home, fantastic, yes. I mean, they're all fantastic because it's just a new one. So that's why my reaction is a little different, but all of them are fantastic because they're all your language. Love from the universe, light, heart, blood. They're also, of course, guided by the fact that we're here looking at the higher realm. So this is actually a much more mundane picture. And I'm a little bit maybe reluctant to share it with you, but there's a reason I will do it, because keep your image, keep your association with yourself. Remember what it is. This is a beautiful photo taken by my son when he was 3 or 4 of inside a red bucket. And so whatever you see out there can speak to you. So this is a little bit what the question was, what are we talking about here? We're talking about connecting to you, right? So you were connecting through this image of a red picture with a lighter part, resonated to you something uniquely. Now honor that, because that is information to you. Yes, guided by the fact that we're in this webinar talking about these things, these spiritual, what should I say, higher energy things, of course, but that's why you're here as well. But your images were very different, your associations were very different. There were a few that were sort of resembled each other, but they were uniquely yours. So no matter what the image was, it spoke to you. That is the first exercise of recognizing yourself. Okay, we haven't really started with the actual exercises yet, but I just wanted to show you this because there are so many ideas, thoughts, terms, names of what's going on here and what we're looking at. And people have all these terms about and theories and ideas, and fantastic, but also sometimes a little bit missing the point. What you were doing was straight to the point. You went straight to your association of what you saw. So my point here is that there are hundreds or thousands of teachings and gurus and traditions and doctrines and promises all out there. Many of them hold a great lot of value to a lot of people, and you want to listen to the ones that you are drawn to, because they resonate with something in you. But remember that many of them were given to the person in sort of who are sharing them in their unique situation, with their unique colors, their unique needs, and their unique searching. You have yours. So we would all like to have somebody just tell you the truth, right? But then that sort of misses also the excitement of it. It's the exploration, the discovery, the curiosity, which we'll get to in a minute, that really makes this a beautiful journey. And that's why you're here, I think. So some of this will work for you. Some of whatever is shared with you will work for you. Some might not. So being, again, true to what resonates with you is a very, very powerful thing to remember, powerful tool. So because none of us hold all the answers. Now, some people, I've just been watching Abraham Hicks, this woman, Edith, channeling Abraham. And there's a lot of fantastic wisdom there. And Abraham is a group of energies that apparently this woman channels. And just listening to it has shown me a lot of valuable truths in my where I am now. Do they hold all the answers? Maybe, maybe not. But the point is, what resonates with you? You hold the key to your rising, your magic, only you. So listening to what resonates with you is the first key. It all comes down to one thing. So how do you know what key is yours? What makes you feel good? And this is one of the things that this Abraham, this channeling led me on to remember now recently. What makes you really feel good? When it feels good through and through, you're on track. That's it. So this is the exploration. Intuition. Somebody asked, what is intuition? How do I know the difference? It's the whisper of your soul, I would call it. It's your knowing, your truth and guidance, your superpower. Yes, we have superpowers. It's the information that you hold in your energy field, your subconscious. It's usually you connect to it with that first impulse. You were doing it when you're looking at that red picture. So, but it's usually within 3 seconds. Sometimes we start looking and then our brain sort of hits in. So when you suddenly call somebody, they say they were just thinking about you, for instance, your intuition is at play. You're connected, you're aligned. when you take a turn with a car you hadn't planned, and that's where you meet that someone. I know this woman, she had just broken up, she was crushed, and she was not really ready to meet anybody, and then suddenly she just felt she had to go to this place, but she was actually exhausted, she really didn't want to, and there was a man of her life, and she's living with him now, and they've been together for over 20 years. She wasn't really going to go, but something compelled her to do that. That's your intuition playing it, for instance. Okay, and then when you almost don't make that call, and then that turns out to be the answer to your manifestations. And this is where I'm going to share a little bit of personal story, because I sadly had to, we had to put my dog down last September and say goodbye to him because he was old and in pain. And we were grieving, and I was sort of not ready to embrace any new dog yet. But my son and I had been talking about, we knew he was going to go at some point. What kind of a dog did we want? We've been thinking about it, and I had this image of this golden, medium-sized dog, female, very, very cuddly. But I put it aside. And then the veterinary sent me a message saying, would you like to look after a dog? And I thought, it's too soon, I can't do it. And she said, well, okay, here's the number, and you just call if you want to. And I went for a walk, and I thought, no, I don't want to, I can't do it, it's too soon. And then something just compelled me to, okay, let me make that call, I'll just see what it is. And it turns out they weren't looking for anything immediately, only a month later. And that was actually, I didn't get to meet the dog immediately, but only a bit later, and it was the dog that I had seen. So I had manifested, you might say, but I had acted on an impulse to make that call that I wasn't going to make. But something compelled me to do that. That was you might call it the knowing, the intuition. So you do make choices that you don't quite understand until afterwards. Sometimes that's when your intuition has helped you, worked for you. When you know something is going to happen or how to do something, that's also your intuition coming into play. So I've found 3 approaches that have been very helpful for me and for my clients, and very powerful for enhancing your intuition. I want to say one more thing about this, what intuition is, because the question came up, and again, I've been listening to these talks of this Abraham Hicks lately, and I just realized it clicked into place what I've been seeing, and I think it clarified the way that I can explain it, I hope. You have a field. You are more than just a human, of course. That's why you're here. You probably know this. You have a soul. We can call it a soul. It's an energy that you came to this earth with. And this is the physical manifestation of that energy that you're moving through with in this life. But you have more. The energy is larger. You have an energy field that you're carrying with you. Like a candle. If you imagine a candle, you can see the light. You can actually see the flame. But if you really look at the candle, there are circles of light around it as it reaches out and lights up around it. That's the same kind of fields that you have around you energy-wise. The magnetic field, some people call it the aura. It doesn't really matter what you want to call it. Some people call it the vortex. That's what Abraham Hicks called it. But in that field, you have a lot of information. You have things, and I'll talk about manifestation later, but you have already imagined things for you, and you have connection to what is going on out there and around you in that field. And when you act upon your intuition, that's when you're in tune with that field, in alignment with it, and you react upon it. So that was the image that came to me as I was listening to these talks lately. So intuition, yes, your soul has sort of a center, the core here, but it expands. So it can sometimes also connect directly to your heart. Your intuition usually does not come from your thoughts, but your thoughts can be connected to your heart or to this field so that this energy guides your thoughts. So ideas are usually inspired thoughts from your intuition. You have the third eye where you can see and connect to things. And then, of course, you get information through these chakras, through the body. So there are all different ways, but it's usually connected to what you already have in your field, but we detach from it. Okay, so if you want to investigate more about this, I would urge you to watch some of the Abraham Hicks videos. It's quite interesting. It's very exciting. But let's get moving here. I'll write down in the chat afterwards if you want these videos. So when you apply the elements that I'm going to share with you now, you will be able to feel, sense, and see different energies. So we will start applying them here, but it needs a little bit of practice. But when you do this, you will discover how to use them with intention in your life. You will start to release the old patterns and belief systems that you don't need or want, that are holding you back. And you will reconnect to your essence, to your heart and core, and to your field around you, and discover that beauty, the magic that you possess, that you have in you, that you have access to. And you will start to know who you are and trust your own intuitive language. And this was what I had a lot of questions about. How do I know what's what? So when you sort of get into experiencing these things through these elements that I'm going to show you, you will start to be able to trust it. You will be able to make choices in alignment with yourself, because your intuition speaks for you and connects to the points in your field that matches your energy. You will gain confidence and courage to pursue your visions and dreams, so you can create that life you love. You are the creator of every moment in your life. And when you start trusting that, you will start creating that life and connecting to what's already there. You will be able to connect to your guides and to the source, to the information of the universe. So you can live in a flow with your higher purpose, and then, of course, what's your higher purpose? Your higher purpose could be many things. I won't get into a big discussion about it, but I'll say one thing. Your higher purpose is to feel good. So whatever makes you feel good is aligned with your higher purpose. So if you have a vision that makes you feel good, if there's something you want to do in life that you know that makes you feel good, that's your purpose. Only you hold the key to this. Okay, again, you hold the key. So starting to listen to this is very, very key in this. And you will be empowered to help other people rediscover who they truly are, if you so wish, if that makes you feel good. But this is what has led me to this, because that really makes me feel good. And I feel the vibration rising as I do so, for myself, but also particularly for the people that I work with. It's an exhilarating, beautiful experience. So are you ready for, let's get the chat up here, for this connection to explore? Shall we go? Okay. You can say yes if you like, or put the thumb up. Let's see, I just need a sip. Yes, yes. Thumb up. I expect you're ready since you're here. So yes, 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 yes. Beautiful. Fantastic. Okay. Yeah, the three approaches that I have labeled or discovered: imagination, curiosity and playfulness. We talked about that. And then meditation and stillness. Not so surprising, that last one, maybe. I think most of you probably know about this. Some of you might also have a practice. We'll get to that in a minute. But the imagination and the curiosity and playfulness is something that I see a lot of people forget. They don't realize how vital and important this is in connecting to your intuition, to your higher wisdom, to the joy of life, to feeling good. It's essential as far as I can tell. So let's look at them one by one. Again, they all interact, they all work together. It's all part of a whole, but these are, I'm just choosing to look at the aspects of this to help you to gain some awareness, and also some exercises. So imagination equals the image making power of the mind. Yes or no? This is the definition in a dictionary. What I do, let's see, thumbs up, I actually cross this over, not because it's wrong, but it doesn't hold the whole truth. It's a very intellectual way of putting it. Your intellect is fantastic, by the way. It's a beautiful tool, and you don't want to discard it, and you don't want to neglect it. You don't want to reject it, but it's not all. And that's why we're here. That's the difference between being here and not being here, I suppose, or whatever, not wanting to go on this journey. The imagination, as I see it, is the language of the soul. I also said earlier that the intuition is the language of your soul, but they're very closely connected. When you imagine something, you're connected to your intuition. You're connected to whatever you have in your field, and you're putting it into your field. This is also connected to manifestation and other kinds. We'll briefly get to that. But the imagination is a way of connecting to the language of your soul through images. Some people just know. I use images a lot. That helps me. That's always, for me, the gateway into a reading, for instance. Some people hear sounds, smell. I'm going to share that. Smell isn't one that I use a lot. I had a client once who said that she did a lot, and then we were doing a reading, and I felt this father figure coming in, and I just said, there's a male figure here. She said, is it my father? Because I can smell the smoke, the cigarette smoke. I had an experience when I had to say goodbye to our dog in September. I felt very, very connected to him, and I could not really, I had a hard time letting him go. Now, as it turns out, that was just part of my healing journey and the grief journey, and I felt his connection with me, but I didn't quite trust it at that point, because I was thinking that I was holding on and I was sort of making this too big of a deal. And so I sat in the sofa meditating, where I usually would meditate, and he would usually lie sort of next to me when I did, and sometimes he would fart. Pardon my French or my German or whatever you want to, sorry for the French people here. He would you could, I mean, recognize that smell. That was only his smell. Nobody could leave that smell anywhere. So I was sitting there and I was saying, okay, are you still here? Are you still that close to me? Are we connected still? Have you not let go yet, or have I not let go? And then I felt the smell. I could smell his odor sitting there. And I realized, okay, we're here still. Okay, we're connected still. I know that he's free now, and I'm free. But that was sort of a journey we had to take. But that was the first, not maybe the first, but that was a very, very powerful expression of that way of connecting to my language, or to a language of the soul. So using your smell to connect to things, we often do that. When we smell things, we go to that place because we feel that we remember it. Words, some people hear words, hear people speaking to you, really hear the words. I pick up the words. I don't hear them that much sort of out loud. I have done a few times, but I know them as they come, and then they sort of, I find them as I speak them. Daydreams is a powerful, powerful expression of your imagination. It's also a powerful expression of your intuition. When you daydream, you're connecting to whatever is in your energy field. And we'll talk about it a little bit later in view of manifestations, but when you daydream about something, you're connecting to that part in the field that you still haven't managed to quite connect to in your vibration yet. So it's not quite there yet. So getting to that vision or that dream, it would be the journey. So some people use all of the above in my readings. I usually use all of the above, but I am very aware that my images are a powerful tool for me. And then also, I think the knowing in the words would be also most, and daydreams I have managed to connect to more in the later years. So let's set the imagination. It's the direct gateway to your higher self, but also to the universe, the divine, the guides or the source. And I would like to know, I'm a little curious, how many of you feel you've lost touch with your imagination? Because everybody had it when you were a child. And at some point we get cut off. We're not allowed to be in our imagination. This is fanciful. This is not reality. We need to get real. We need to get into our mind. We need to look at what's here and live at what's here. And we lose our imagination. Watching children play with their imagination is a beautiful, powerful thing. So do any of you relate to the fact that maybe you've cut off your imagination at some point? I'd love to see if you can recognize that. Yes. Yeah. And if you don't, please let me know that as well. Yes. Yeah, quite a few yeses here. Yeah, exactly. Oh, yes. Yeah. So negativity sometimes cut off. Yes, cut it off. Exactly. Yes, blocked. Cutting off because I thought it was cutting me from the present moment, and that you're at the core of it there. Yeah, I daydream more as an adult than as a child. Fantastic. Beautiful. So you're connecting to it. And somebody said, no, I'm not cut off for the imagination. Beautiful. So we have that as well. Fantastic. So you've had that, been able to hold on to it. A lot of people, most of the people around us have cut it off. Now, when we start opening up to our connection, we usually start opening up to this as well. But focusing and allowing the imagination to run free will help you connect. It's time to let it out, right? So we're going to do an exercise. And this is actually a little bit of an advanced exercise for some of you, but it doesn't matter because, as I said that, some of you went straight into fear. So don't worry, because I'm going to guide you. It's completely safe. It's doesn't have to be hard, but if you don't get anything, just acknowledge that. What I would like you to do now is just to sit or lie down, or if you're able to, close your eyes. If you're not able to, you can still use your imagery, or you can still follow the exercise. But it might be easier if you close your eyes. So gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And with your breath, imagine that you're centering yourself, bringing yourself together into yourself. As we say in English, pull yourself together. Pull all your energy into you. Imagine that. Okay. Now, I'd like you to imagine in front of you a tree, any kind of a tree. The first thing that comes to you. And if you don't see any images, maybe you have an idea or a thought or just a sense of a tree, of any kind of a tree or bush or anything that comes. Acknowledge, and if you can't see anything, acknowledge, just notice, okay, I'm not getting it. Just follow my words anyway, because you might get an idea, you might get some sort of a thought or idea or imagination or words in your head as you follow the words, follow my voice. So observe the tree. Pretend that you can see this tree. Pretend that you can observe it, that you're standing there and you're seeing this tree in front of you. And notice it. Be a little bit curious. Notice the colors, the leaves, the branches. Do they have any leaves? Does it have any leaves at this moment? Are all the branches full of leaves, or just some? Are the leaves dropping? Are they growing out? Just notice. Notice the ground that the tree is on. Is it barren? Is it green? Is it white with snow? Is it flat or hilly? And the surroundings. Are there any other trees? Anything else around it? Observe. Whatever comes. What's the weather like for this tree right now? Is it warm? Is it cold? Is it wintry, summery, rainy, dry, sunny? Whatever comes. And see if you can imagine the roots. Imagine that the tree has its roots in the ground. Are they very shallow, or do they go deep into the ground? Is it possible to drink nourishment in through the roots, or are they sort of dried up? Whatever comes to you, go with it. Pretend that you can see and know this. And then imagine that you can see yourself in relation to it. So you're sort of stepping back and seeing yourself. Are you close to the tree? Are you touching it? Are you on the outside of the space and looking in? How do you relate to the tree? Can you feel the tree? Can you sense a connection or not? Everything is perfect. Just observe. How are you feeling in relation to the tree, and how does the tree feel for you? Pretend that you can hear something maybe, or know in your heart what the tree needs. Does it have a message for you maybe? Is there some information? Imagine that you're communicating with this tree through your heart or through your inner knowing. Can you hear a message, feel a message, sense a message? What's the tree communicating? If anything, maybe it isn't. That's fine too. Okay. Now let the tree go, let the images go, and any idea or thought you had. And when you're ready, you just open your eyes gently, come back to yourself, take a breath and move your body a little bit. And I would love to hear some sort of short, brief stories of what you felt. Anything you'd like to share, please do, because it would be very interesting to hear. Any experiences at all? I know it's takes a little bit of a time to sit down and write after you've been through a brief meditation like this, but did you experience anything? It was freezing. Okay, thank you. Anything else? Did you experience anything, or was it blank? Was it hard, or was it easy? Did you see anything, any images, or just know? You are strong. Was that the message? Yeah. It was a huge, tree was huge and kept growing and said to me, "Come rest, my child." Beautiful. Had been struck by lightning, so looked dead, but it had strong roots and knew it was going to grow back to life. Fantastic. I am the tree and my roots are so much deeper than I think. Beautiful. My focus was drawn to the pattern of the bark. The tree was strong. Okay. Beautiful, beautiful. This is, let's see, birch tree. Let's see, it's going quickly. In the spring, I saw it from the outside. It had fresh and light green leaves, strong roots. Beautiful, beautiful old oak tree. Hugged it and told me it's grounding me and come to me for strength. A big oak tree in summer, feeling safe. You can be safe. Yeah, my tree is oak. My spirit tree, strong rooted, grounded and nourished, full of healthy green leaves with hills in background and sunny day. I was near and felt the bark and could see it from a distance. Fantastic, very detailed, beautiful. A big cherry tree with pink flowers, no leaves. Beautiful. First apple fell to the ground, then snake in the middle up to the sun. Then the tree I loved in Palma and Miro's place and Atelier. Okay. This was very special, a big tree. I sat down close to the trunk. Message, you are safe. Tears started streaming. Thank you for sharing. Beautiful. A lot of snow in the winter gives me shadow in the summer. Beautiful. You can be safe here. After a while, I felt love from the tree. Okay. I'm going to share something with you, a little secret. The tree was full of energy and warmth. Felt that I should be the same. Long roots and light green leaves, sun. Okay. Tell you a secret. You were actually did the first reading on yourself. This is your, and whatever way it came forward to you, make a note of it for yourself, whether it was images or whatever. This is your language. So this is a powerful information, both the information of the reading itself, because this tree, as I put the energy in, is a representation of where you are and who you are. And you can, the tree tells you you are safe. You were telling yourself you are safe. When the tree said, sit down and be, you can be with yourself and be safe. But you can use the tree as an image when it's hard to do that for yourself with your mind, thinking that you hold yourself. Go sit by the tree. You're connected to that strength in yourself. Deep roots, beautiful. Cold, why are you freezing? What's cold for you today? So these are all, this is all information, and I asked you to write it down to clarify it a little bit for yourself. Now you can also write it for yourself and keep it as a note for later to come back and have a look. And then you can do this exercise later as well. And they might be different. What has happened? It felt like coming back. Beautiful. Coming home to yourself, maybe. And this kind of so there are two dimensions here. You used your imagination to follow, you followed my words, but you used your imagination and you used your intuitive language. They're the same. So whether you're connected or disconnected from your imagination, you managed to do it. And even if you felt maybe you didn't, you did at some point. The only thing you need to do is to try to observe what is happening, what is coming through. My message was, you're not alone, I'm always with you. Yeah. Sometimes when I do a reading, I actually, I'm just gonna, oops, sorry. Well, sometimes when I do a reading, I actually only start with a point. I close my eyes and I have no idea where it's gonna go. And okay, what's the first image? And I see maybe just a black point in a big canvas. And I follow that point. So even if you don't get the big images right away, even if your imagination is blocking you or you're knowing something, don't worry, look for that one little glimpse of something. Maybe it's a light in the corner. Maybe like you had beautiful, beautiful experiences with this tree. Tree picture changed to different trees during whole meditation. So the next question for you then is to use your imagination and ask yourself, what does that mean? Am I changing? Am I moving? Maybe it's a picture of your journey. You're shifting, you're developing, or maybe you're connected to many aspects of yourself. Ask yourself, what does this mean for me? Feels like the more of the connecting to different aspects of yourself, if I'm going to say what comes to me here. But this is, again, you hold the key. So using your imagination, that is not hard when you just try to explore what is showing up in the first instance. So you've got it. You've all got it. You all got access to it. Focus, look for it, and you'll get it. Okay. Next one. Curiosity and playfulness. And this is the dog I manifested. This is the dog that turned up when I made that call. And she's beautiful. And we have her long term now because the owner has been undergoing some surgery. So we have her 90% of the time for months now. And it's a beautiful, beautiful dog. We love her to bits. She's so gorgeous. She's just over a year old. And she's the most playful thing I've ever seen or known. And she's very curious. So curiosity and playfulness is a big thing for us as well. So playfulness is freedom. I mean, look at the dog running or a child playing. They're free. They're playful. It's an expression of freedom. It allows your higher vibration and intuition to come into play. It's light. It's easy. It's joyful. It's exciting. It's explorative. It's opening. It's open. And curiosity urges you to discover what this intuition is actually telling you. So like I said, with following that one little image, what is this telling me? It's a playful way of exploring. So curiosity sort of leads your playfulness in a way. They work together, the way I see it. So I will tell you a secret, at least one today. There's a lot of humor out there. There's a lot of fun. All these energies, all these vibrations are joyful, exciting, playful vibrations. There's giggles and laughter and jokes, and I have communication with my guides when I'm fun and funny and have fun. There's a lot of appreciation of that. So the universe loves to play. It loves to move. So the more you play around or play, the more you connect. The more you connect and interact, the more fun it gets. And it's a beautiful cycle of interaction. Some of us have lost touch completely with playfulness. That's where curiosity comes in to help you. Start by be kind to yourself. Don't expect too much in the beginning. You'll get there. So I also listened to this beautiful spiritual guide called Jeffrey Allen, and he always brings in the meditations, he brings in this: be amused, be curious. This is my son and my mother, and my son is a bit of a joker, and you can see that. He even gets my mother to laugh. She laughs, but she's a little bit more serious of nature. He's not. They're having fun here. It doesn't have to be so serious. In fact, it's not so serious. The only serious thing is that you are on this journey looking for ways to feel good. And feeling good is not serious. It's good, it's fun, it's exhilarating, it's uplifting. The seriousness that we get into keeps us down a little bit, making it so serious to try and figure things out. There's no right and there's no wrong, there just is. And exploring the is gets you there. That's the journey. That's the beautiful. So when you explore your imagination with curiosity and playfulness, that's when you start opening up your vision to whatever is there for you, whatever is in your field, whatever you have, what desires you put into your field, what connections you want to have, what communication you want to have, what sensations and feelings you want to have. And the feeling good is actually, when you feel good, you are aligned. You're in the field. You're connected to all that is here. And when your emotions are actually quite a powerful information or language for you as well. So giggling a little at yourself, good-heartedly, it will also release heavy energies. So if you can, any egos, they cannot survive when you laugh at them. And even your mind starts to relax. And so it just goes all the way. It's a beautiful experience. And deciding to be amused, deciding to be curious, deciding to be playful, to find a way, to explore in the moment is all you need to do, to have some fun. So again, I'm going to share a little bit what happened when I started exploring these Abraham Hicks videos recently, because I've been a little bit overworked and overstressed, and I'd been brought down, and I lost my connection a little bit, more than a little bit actually. I was quite frustrated. And so I asked for a reading, and the reading was so-so, but she led me on to these videos, and I started listening to them, and exactly realizing how you can choose to harness the emotions that make you feel good was the shift for me now. So now I wake up and I walk out in nature, and I am excited about what I see, because I have decided to be. That's all. You are the creator of yourself. So when I go out there and I decide to, not to shift things or to try and get rid of old stuff that's holding me down, that's going to give attention to that. But when I decide that, okay, I'm going to try on these other emotions and I'm going to give them to myself, I'm going to explore them because I know they're in my field. I've had them before, and they're actually become my defaults more or less now. I had a little bit of a detachment recently, but they're back now into default because I've chosen them. It has been a journey for me to discover this. So be kind to yourself, be gentle. You might not get it right away, but every little instant you get of this helps. It reconnects you to that energy in your vortex, they call it, in your energy field, which is your nature. So that starts pulling at you again. And then you can explore it more. And the more you start deciding to, I'm going to really enjoy that walk. I'm going to enjoy looking at that tree. Or I love this tree. Just say that to yourself. Then you are tapping into that part of you that is nature, is connected, is in alignment with yourself, with your field, with all your desires, with everything that you want, everything that you have. And it doesn't have to be hard. It can be as easy as just doing it, even if it's just for a moment in the beginning. And eventually you will discover how you can hold this for longer and longer, and not to accomplish anything, just because that's the purpose. It's feeling good. I just wanted to share that. And again, being kind to yourself in the process. And it's okay if it takes time. That's okay. It's just part of your journey. But see if you can find ways of having some fun. That is so powerful. So let's play. Who wants to be Yoda? I do. We are Jedis. We have the energies. You're welcome. Somebody said thank you here. You're welcome. Let's play with energies. Let's have some fun with this. Let's be Jedis or Yoda, or because it is powerful. I have worked with clients. I've sat in a different country and sent healing energies, and they feel the pain releasing. We are powerful energies workers if we allow it to happen, if we connect, and we can, and you're here to do so. So who here has a conscious experience of energies in the sense that you work with it, or you just at least feel it, you know what it is, you can feel different energies. If you're a healer or an energy worker, you probably have. So anyone? Yes. Yeah. Okay, at least one yes. Anyone else? Doesn't matter if you don't, that's fine. Yes. Yes, so there are a few. And who doesn't? Yes. Okay. A little, yes, yes, yes. So I should have said who doesn't, who has, okay, some, a little, okay. Who doesn't have a clue? Yeah. Anybody here want to now answer the question if that you don't have any clue? It is fine. Again, I'm not sharing your name, and I'm not sort of this, there's no discrimination in this. I'm just wondering where you are a little bit, and also for yourself to acknowledge where you are, because this is vital. Me, yeah. When you acknowledge where you are, you get closer to yourself. You listen, aware of it, but don't work with it. Okay. So when you start listening to where you are, that's when you start connecting. You start connecting to your intuition, to your core, to who you are. So acknowledging it without judging, just noticing, I don't know energies. What's she talking about? It's fine. That's where you are. So as much for yourself as for anything else. So there's more secrets here, a couple of them. Every energy is everywhere. You might know, you might not know this. And everything holds energy. In fact, you are the manifestation of your energy. And I mentioned this in the beginning. Your physical self is the manifestation of your energy. And I would like to just share this, this image that came to me when I was sharing this with a client. And it was like a silk scarf. And if you imagine this silk, beautiful silk scarf floating in the air, like your energy floating through everything, beautiful. And then when you try to grab it, it might rip. What we have done is we've tied a gentle knot in the middle of it, and so that we can hold ourselves here. Now the knot is not tight initially. It allows the energy to flow, but you have a focus point so that you can anchor yourself here and experience things and be tangible and feel things and sense things and connect physically to people. And what happens sometimes is that we get fearful and we so tighten the knot and we lose our connection, our flow. Now, what we're doing in this work is opening up that knot a little bit so that we can allow the flow, we can allow that silk scarf to continue to flow around, at the same time being held gently by this warmth of this earth. And it becomes a beautiful space to be when you are connected in this sense. Being here becomes a fantastic experience. So I promise you that once you do this, you will experience this as well. You won't need to run away or feel estranged anymore, because you are you, no matter what. So that's what I mean by the manifestation. Thank you, beautiful explanation. Thank you. Yes, I mean, it came to me. I love that image when it came. And it is, imagine your body as this expression of you, a little bit dense here, but you're still moving around, right? Your energy field that I talked about earlier. So your body is just a different hue, it's a denser energy, yes, but it's a way of expressing and experiencing your uniqueness, your colors, your essence, your energy, your light. Okay. Let's explore. And the first one is for those of you who work with energies, maybe a little bit basic, but it doesn't really matter because you can still always, I always love doing it anyway, because it reminds me of who I am and what we do. For those who've never experienced it, you might feel something, you might not. Don't worry about it. Just go with it. Try it. Use your imagination. Play with it. Be curious. Explore what's going on. Because what we're going to do is take your two hands and hold them apart, palms facing each other. Hold them a little distance from each other, maybe outside here. And then I can feel there's a lot of energy here. Cool. Then and then move them gently, slowly towards each other until you can feel some sort of a resistance, tingling in your fingers, maybe temperature shift, just knowing that this stops just there or something. It's different for everybody. You all have your own way of doing this. Can you feel it? Just try it, explore. And there's a lot of powerful energy here because my hands are much wider than they were last time. Fantastic. And this is, don't worry about what the energy is. It's just energy. It can be yours. It can be the groups. It can be the universe. It doesn't matter. Just the point now is exploring, feeling, seeing, finding your way of sensing. And wow. And it's expanding as you do because you're connecting. Beautiful. If you don't feel anything, try it a few times. Go a little closer, out again, bring it a little in again and see what happens. Can you feel it? I can feel it falling a little bit and then okay, cool. Now notice whatever sensations in your hand. Just notice. Is there resistance, tingling, shift in temperature, as I said? What's going on with you? Where are you? Beautiful. Okay. Okay. Let's go back a bit. So cool. Try it now. One more thing that I didn't put it in the slides. Just try it impulsively here. Try to imagine that you can, this is like a ball, an energy ball. Imagine that this energy ball is expanding, pushing your hands. Can you just hold your hands where they are? Don't do anything with your hands. Pretend that you can see, sense, or know that there's an energy ball between your hands, and this energy ball wants to expand. It wants to get bigger. It wants to push your hands out. Can you feel it? Anything? If you can't, that's fine. This is a little bit more advanced. Can you expand it? Imagine, just ask that it expands, or imagine that it does, or urge it to do so. Yeah. See, I found myself actually having a little bit trouble with making it even bigger. And I discovered now, because I was being curious and asking myself about why, because then my hands would go out of the picture. That's what's stopping me here. So let's see if I can expand it so that that doesn't matter. There you go. Going out. Okay. So this is also, again, and I can't, okay, let's release it. Cool. When you ask, when you're curious about what's going on, why can't I, whatever, and you listen, you be playful. What's going on? What's happening here? Then you will usually get an answer. Now, if you don't get an answer, and if you don't feel it, do not fret. Again, it takes a little time to get used to this way of exploring and investigating and trying things out. It's a way of tuning, fine-tuning your focus, your listening, your intuition, your sensibility to what's out here, to what's going on around you. And this intuition is connected to more than our physical selves, right? It's connected to all the stuff that's going on in the energy field around us and in us. And so when you start listening to these energies, you're connecting, you're learning to listen to the very subtleness of this language, because it's a subtle thing. And it can be a little bit impatient sometimes, but don't worry about it. Let it go, come back and try it again. The main thing is that you do it. Try to make sure to keep in mind that you're choosing to be curious and playful and using your imagination. Okay. Next exercise. I'll just have a little water. you want to close your eyes for this one, if you can, if you're in a place where you can do that. And then imagine first, as you have your eyes closed, think of a choice that you need to make today or this weekend or something simple, what to make for dinner, or maybe there's a very clear choice that you have to make in your life. Or it doesn't have to be simple. You choose whatever comes to you is the right thing for you right now. Maybe it's what you want to put on when you go out or whatever. And imagine now that you take one of the choices, you look at, you sort of repeat it to yourself and sort of either say it out loud or just sort of focus on it and notice how that feels. What does it feel for you in your body, in your emotions, that one choice that you've chosen to look at first? Okay. Then let that go and repeat or look at the other choice. Notice how that feels for you. What does it do? What does it feel like in your body, your emotions? Maybe there's even an image. Maybe there's some sort of a color connected to it. Okay. Do they feel different? Just notice for yourself. Do you feel the different sensations, the energies? And what I mean by that, some energies feel more dense than others. Some feel more open than others. Some feel lighter, some feel more heavy. This is a very powerful way of sensing energies in relation to something that you are in the middle of. Now, just see if you can observe that they were a little bit different. You might even get some images, as I said, and that's a beautiful supplement to the sensation of the energy. Maybe there are some colors, different colors for the two. Anything that comes to you. So the next step now would be to imagine that you're standing in front of two paths going in different directions, and you place the one choice at the end of the one path and the other one at the end of the other path. And so one path leads to the first choice that you were looking at, and the other one leads to the second choice. Now use your imagination and your sensation of the energies and play with it. How do these paths differ from each other? Does one feel easier to go down than the other? Does it feel lighter? Is there more light in one than the other? Is there more color in one? Is one more open than the other? Now, if you can't use images, just go with your knowing. Pretend that you're a psychic and then you can see or know this, feel it, hear it even. Maybe there's information in your ears. Maybe there's smell, sound, whatever comes. Anything feel or know or sense, anything you feel, know or sense in relation to these different paths is perfect for you. It's beautiful, just the way it should be. Okay, now what is the information? What is the information that you can take from this? And before you start going too deeply into the analyzing of the information, just acknowledge it, just notice, then gently, when you're ready, let go of the images, gently open your eyes, come back to yourself. And when you are ready, feel free to share whether you got anything or not and what you did. And if you are if you didn't get anything and you're frustrated, I'd like to hear that as well, because there might be something I could help you with. It does take a little practice, but if you did get something, love to hear it. You can either share what it was or that you just actually got something, that there was a choice that felt different. Maybe they didn't feel too different. That could be information that it's all entirely up to you to just choose. You don't always have to know which is right. Could not see anything. Okay, you got it. Okay, could not see anything. Let's see what's going on with you. Yeah, you're blocking yourself because you think you have to see something. You think you have to do well, or you think you have to get it right. So whatever you want to try and explore now is just to be curious for yourself, not having to perform anything here. Do it by yourself a little bit. Explore it on your own when you come back to yourself. Let's see, you got, the one choice felt energizing, the other numb. So that's information. Very different paths in color and feeling. Lots of information. It was a mix of feeling and image. Can I check with a pendulum? Of course you can. I just know that the pendulum usually responds to your own energy. So that's beautiful. So that would recognize, well, it depends a little bit on how you use it, of course. I find that sometimes I override the pendulum, so I don't use it. If you're comfortable with using a pendulum, of course, but we're exploring also different ways of connecting. So I also find it more satisfying to discover it myself. That's personal for me. So yes, definitely got it. One path was shorter and blocked. The other path was lighter and there was bright yellow sunshine at the end. I usually have difficulties to choose. Yeah. Okay. So that was, again, maybe there's an idea of thinking that there is a right and a wrong. Well, why don't you just explore what feels good and see, try and trust. And this is something that we also miss a lot, which this Abraham Hicks was talking about. We miss acknowledging that you're allowed to feel good about what you choose, no matter what. Even if it goes against what's common or normal or correct in our society, if it's just an indulgence, whatever makes you feel good. So if you can explore this, and this goes also for the one for you who didn't get anything, try and go with your feeling instead. Try not to get anything. See if you can feel which one feels, oh, that makes me feel good. Secretly, deep inside, if I'm honest with myself, and I don't have to say this to anybody, that one actually feels better than that one. Try that. Explore, have some fun, be a little sort of, this is your private choice. You don't have to choose and so that anybody else can know necessarily. This, at least not for the exercise. So go with and explore exactly what resonates with, this is what I want. Oh, I want this today. We do allow our minds to confuse us because we have all these rules and regulations and everything. The more we focus on how it feels for you, the more you get connected to what is in alignment with you. And that's where the choices come in. And that's also the energy you're feeling. You're feeling the energy that matches yours. So your emotions, and I didn't put that up earlier, and I should have, I realized your emotions are powerful, powerful information to you. Okay, let's see. Both felt the same. Yeah. So can you just choose? Can you choose both? Maybe. Fearful of seeing someone today. Always experience her as sarcastic. Choice equals sharing how I feel in her presence. Yeah. That felt open and powerful to you. Go for it. Go for it. Different colors was one. Very light and life, all left side flowering, happy. Right side, cold, red. Peel, is that arrow maybe? Yeah, so that to me is very clear information. Difficult to really sense it as my mind takes over. Yes, and again, there. Okay. Mind, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. This is very actually powerful and information. Thank you for sharing that. And also for you who didn't get anything, your mind is trying to hold you in control. Your mind is used to keeping you safe. It's been taught to do so. Your mind is a beautiful tool for expressing yourself when you're connected to your heart. But it becomes a little bit of a block, not even a little bit. It's probably one of our biggest blocks in our world to connecting when you allow it to take control the way we have done. So what do we do? What do we do then? Yes, we explore the sensation and we shift focus. You don't try to stop the mind. Say, thank you for being here. I'm very happy to, I've heard your voice. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to go here. Let's see what's in here now. What does this feel like today? I'm going to come here. I'm going to show you a little bit more. What does it feel like in here today? That choice. Okay, my mind takes, oh yeah, you're taking over again. Thank you. I've heard you. I've heard you. Okay, just give me a moment. Give me a moment. Okay, what's in here? Oh, that feels good. Maybe you don't get it in the beginning. Okay, try it again. and let it go. Don't fret. Try not to fret. Try not to be frustrated that you're not getting it, or frustrated at your mind, because you're giving your mind a lot of attention when you do that. So just, okay, it's okay. That's where I am now. Okay. Okay. And then bring the choices up quickly and say, oh, that feels good. Maybe you get it instantly when you do that. Maybe you surprise yourself. Or maybe you want to, what you can do, actually, that just came to me. 2 pieces of paper with the different choices. You put them there and you shuffle them or whatever. And then you just pick one. And the immediate sensation or thought that comes to you with that would be probably the right intuitive experience of that choice. And then you take the other one up and see if that is different. So try, explore, be playful with your tools, with the ways of exploring, of discovering. Your emotions are vital. They're essential in your connection, in your understanding your language, your imagination and your curiosity, any sensations, any energy. Maybe you want to imagine that one choice there and use your hands, step it outside your body a little bit. Which one feels more voluminous and which one feels more dense? Try that. Try different ways. Let's say more joy one way. Yes. I'm afraid to make wrong choices. What to do? Yeah. Very, very, very common. What to do? Practice again, experiencing which one gives you the most joy, which one feels best. And then practice reminding yourself that there is no right or wrong. Right or wrong in relation to what? To what you think that your life should be, or you, in order to reach a certain goal, maybe. If that goal is in your energy, and it is, and this is what I learned recently, it's fantastic. If that goal is in your energy, and it is, the moment you have a desire to some sort of a goal, then it's there and you will get there no matter what. There's no right or wrong. So if you make a wrong choice, that didn't really get me there first, or maybe the other one's better, I'll try that next time, or maybe there will be another way. As long as you have this desire in your life, whether it's to be happy, to be in a relationship, to have more money, and I'll get to the manifestation soon, to be aligned, that is there for you to get. And your soul will show you again and again and again ways to get that until you get it. So do not fret. Try to trust that your essence is much more powerful than your physical self. As long as you are curious, or at least open up to wanting to discover this. And even if you don't, you're going to be, at some point, you started exploring this kind of a journey. And you might not even have thought about it before that. So something in you compelled to do so, and that's your intuition, your soul. One feels lighter, but my mind tells me not speaking up is not being authentic. Okay? I still wouldn't speak up. If I would go with the light one. I would definitely go with the light one. What you can also do, though, is look at, do you need to see that woman or that person? Or do you need to relate to that person? Do you need to accept that sarcasm in your life? Look at those choices. Is it possible to maybe pull a little away from it? You don't have to always go head on the difficult things. Now, I know this is against what a lot of people say. They say that you should talk to people, be honest and clear. But if that is not resonant with your sensation, your field, then to me that is breaking your alignment a little bit. It isn't wrong. It's not going to get you off track, but it's going to make it a little more tricky maybe. And listening to the alignment, the easy way out, it's actually something I think more and more of us should try and practice a bit more and acknowledge, because when you do that, you follow what feels good for you. And the more people that do that, the more people are going to feel good and the less tension there's going to be. I had somebody comment quite nastily on my video that I put out to invite you to this webinar. And I had a hard time, and I was in the middle of trying to discover all this. And I had a bit of a hard time. And I felt, you know, should I be responsive? I should probably respond and say, yes, I understand. Thank you for sharing. Should I be grand? And I'm like, no, I didn't want to relate to that. So I cut off the comments of that video. I didn't want to have that kind of a comment in my life. It made my life uncomfortable, made me feel bad. Those were bad energies coming my way, and I was trying to share something good. Not even for that, just because I wanted to feel good about doing this. So I decided to cut the comments off those videos. Thank you for sharing that, Heart. And it's, you don't always have to put yourself through these hardships in order to be a good person. We've learned that we have to. So just try to, eventually you will become more trusting in the sensation of what makes you feel light and good and uplifted. And the more you do that, the more you resonate with your own alignment, the more you will be in your tune with your intuition, with your higher self, and the more you will have to share. And let those people do their stuff. It's their stuff, that sort of thing. That's what has to do with boundaries. Thank you for a wonderful explanation. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for sharing, guys. I'm very, very appreciative of all your sharing. It makes this webinar. Okay, cool. So also, yeah, and one thing that's often blocking you is the idea that you can't do it. So for you who said that you couldn't get anything, there's probably an idea that you're not there yet. That's fine. It's okay. Maybe you're not there just yet, but you're on the way there. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. So you will get it. It's in your field. There you are. I can sense it. It's in your field to open up. You'll get it. You get there. Don't worry. Try to have faith in yourself and in the fact that wanting to open up, just that, putting that intention there, puts it in your field, and you'll get there. Yeah. So curiosity and playfulness, again, very, very, very cool tools to use for this. And this is where I'm going to mention the manifestation in a minute, because playfulness is extremely powerful when you interpret signs. We often talk about signs. What are signs? Well, actually, when we looked at the red picture, you were actually interpreting your own signs. You took it as signs of something that resonated with you. So when you're looking for signs, it's actually a way of playing with your own communication with yourself. We can say that, yes, the angels are giving me all these signs, but is it actually not you as well, your higher wisdom, giving you those signs, wanting you to pay attention to something or to know something? Or you asked for an answer and you're resonating with something that gives you the answer that resonates with you. Be playful with them. If you can't find them, just play with them. Playfulness is extremely powerful, yes, in connection to guides. So if you don't have connection, ask, are you there? And play and see, have some fun, pretend that you can sense, pretend that you're communicating. You'll be amazed at what happens in sensing and healing and energies, playfulness, exploring, tuning in making choices, as we looked at now. Playfulness is powerful in connecting to your inner voice and guidance, as we've been talking about, and in releasing patterns and blocks. Because when you start playing, there won't be room for them, these blocks anymore. In relationships, when you look at playful energies in a relationship, you also get to release these blocks, these ties that hold you back. And then in manifestations, and this is also where I've been saying before. When you have a vision, a dream, an intention, a desire, it's in your field. And when you start playing with the sensation of knowing that it's there, knowing that the moment you put that intention in you, the moment you thought of it, it's there. You have to align with the vibration of what it is. And sometimes we're out of whack and we can't get it quite yet. Money is a big topic in this. If you're wanting to win the lottery and you're not used to having almost more than enough to just survive, then this seems like a big gap. But the moment you decide that you're going to win the lottery, you put it in your field and you need to sort of work on the alignment with it. And how do you do that? By playing with it, by feeling, sensing, feeling good about what you have now. Exploring, being curious. What is in my field? What intentions, what desires have I got here? Okay, they're with me. You're connected to them. So all you have to do is explore these beautiful feelings of what that means. Now, a lot of people, and I have tried this myself, trying to manifest from fear, from wanting things when I haven't been in alignment. And then I get frustrated because it doesn't happen. So one piece of advice is to practice being in that feeling of that place of feeling good. That's when you're in alignment. And when you're in that place of feeling good, that's when you buy the lottery ticket. Not after. You don't buy the lottery ticket to feel good, because then you will not be in alignment with having that come to you. I'm not going to say that there may be many layers of this, but working on exploring your sense of well-being by going out and admiring that tree, and even maybe talking to you, oh, I love you, you look fantastic, tree, whatever it is, or whatever it is that you want to communicate with that makes you feel good, then you get in alignment and you can start looking at those visions that you want for yourself and daydreaming and bringing them forward in the energy. So you start sensing it and feeling it and play with it and explore. And a lot of people talk about, yeah, you just have to be there, you have to go there, and you sort of we use our minds and our have tos to go into that image and get that in order to get that to happen in our lives. And that immediately you're out of whack. But can you see the difference and sense the difference of the energy? That's an energy exploration. What's the difference between, okay, well, what does it feel like? Oh, I like it. It's in my field. I wonder what it would be like to be in those shoes 5 years from now. I'll be there looking at myself in this space. Ha, that feels really cool. And then doing that a few times, and you get closer and closer to an alignment with your desires. So that's a fantastic way of using playfulness in this. So we're sort of running a little bit out of time. I hope, I'm sorry, we're going to go over 90 minutes because I want to get to the meditation bit. But Ulla Suoko, a Finnish spiritual guide, she also says, if you can't find a sign, make one up. So playful. Talk to the universe, the guys out there. Don't worry if you can't sense them, and speak out loud and see what happens. I said this. And be curious. And explore the different sensations. And this is interesting because then you get the subtleness of the energies of things. Explore the different sensations when you get it right versus when you miss the target. So it can be very, very subtle and you just know it. And then you try it again, you think you know it, but when you really get it, then you know, oh yeah, that's it. So, and that takes a little practice, and you can use it, take a deck of cards and try and guess if it's a black or a red card, for instance. Don't do too many after each other because you're going to start putting your head in and getting your head activated. Just do one or two just to check, see how it feels. And eventually you will know when your mind is setting in, and you'll know the difference. Guess the color of your friend's clothes that you're going to meet, or what weather you're going to have tomorrow without checking first. That sort of thing. And explore, what does it feel like? What did that feel like that I got it right? That felt different. And have some fun. Yeah. So meditation and stillness. And this is a beautiful way, I think, to finish this up. It's going to take a few more minutes, so I hope you have time to stay a little bit longer. And if not, you can watch the replay. I'll be sending it out. Meditation. I've put these questions out there. Let's see if I can get the chat up again. Anyone want to say, let me know, do you meditate? Do you meditate regularly? Do you know how to meditate at all? Or have you done any meditation at all? Yes, meditate. Yes. Okay, cool. Yes. So a few of you actually have experience. You're starting. Beautiful. Okay, cool. Yes, many years. Okay, cool. Active meditation. Yes, yes, yes. So a lot of you already have guided meditation. Cool. Have experience with this. I'm going to guide you through a meditation at the end, which is one that's sort of very sort of it'll help you to connect to your column, to above and below. But I'll just discuss a little bit what this is about, and especially for those of you who are not familiar in that as much with meditating regularly. So the question is there a right and a wrong way to meditate? This is the dog that I had to say goodbye to, my beloved Lobo. So there are many, many forms of meditation, many, many schools of meditation, and some people claim to hold the answer. Yes, that was me with the dog. To hold the answer for what the only way of meditating is. I heard somebody say there's only one way of meditating, and you in the West have sort of, so there again, lots of ideas that and traditions that sort of hold the truth. I do not want to disown those traditions or their wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom in it, and they have a lot to offer to the people who seek them. But you don't have to seek that right way in order to be in a space of meditation. That's how I feel, because what do? My guided meditations are intuitive, so more like a reading. I follow the images and the energies of a moment, the vibrational frequency. And some people had trouble calling it a meditation. He was of a Buddhist tradition, so he would rather call it visualization. So that's and of course that's fair enough. That's a way of doing it, but it's still a connection, a tuning in. And my own form of meditation depends on the moment and the energies and my own desires and needs. And as you can see here, my dog was connecting to me as I was meditating, and I decided to sit in connection with him at that moment. My son took these pictures. So, but there are certain principles that are common to most practices, as I can discern. Again, this is what I see. And I suppose the main thing is that it's a practice of being present. And it's also a practice of connecting to some sort of a stillness, or stillness is one aspect, one way of meditating, sitting in stillness, which is the one that a lot of the older traditions and the Eastern traditions hone to. And it allows you to listen to your soul and hear your guidance. It allows you to connect in past, beyond your mind. But most of us do, and I don't think anybody, I've even heard some of these most practiced meditators saying that you can't ever completely stop your mind, but you can focus on the stillness. So there are some simple practices for those of you who don't. We focus on your breath, like we did in the beginning. We had 3 breaths. That was a brief sort of meditation, but you can just sit and focus on your breath. So let's see, a couple of people have raised their hands. What's that? Okay, is that because you want to? If you want to say anything, just share it in the chat, and we'll see. You can focus on a word or a mantra. You have the Om, that is very well known, which holds a lot of power in itself, the sound. But some traditions give you a certain word or sound that you can meditate on. You can also focus on the empty spaces between your breaths. That's focusing on the stillness between your breaths. As you breathe in, stillness, breathe out. I followed a meditation by the Dalai Lama once, where he focused on the point of light in front of you. You can focus on your heart if you can manage to connect. A lot of people find that hard in the beginning because we're so disconnected from our hearts. And then you have the audio recordings that you can find some on the internet for free, or follow somebody else that you connect to. And so when you do this, when you start this, be kind to yourself, especially if you're not used to this. Choose the one kind that resonates with you. And when you drift off, be kind and just acknowledge and return to yourself, to the moment, with kindness. A friend of mine just shared that she'd been meditating for over a year, and until she got that she could do that with kindness. She used to scold herself in it. You don't need to do that. There's nothing wrong with drifting off. It just happens, just is. Ah, okay. Here's my space again. Simple and kindly. So let's do this final meditation. So if you're ready to, if you find a position, it's not going to take a long time, but it's quite a beautiful, powerful meditation. So sit down or lie down if you can, gently close your eyes. Now imagine that you can see, know, or sense a bright light way up in the center of the universe. And imagine sending up a heartbeat or a thought or just a beam of light or a connection or string up to the center of this universe. And then imagine receiving this pouring light, this beautiful liquid gold, if you like, or liquid light down from the center of the universe or down towards your head, to the top of your head, moving down through your, just imagine, go with it. Pretend that you can see, sense, or feel this and allow it to happen. It's happening. Allow this light to go through your head, cleansing your head, allowing you to see, hear, know with clarity, down through your throat, down through your chest, your backbone, all the way down through your body, through your tummy, hips. Allow it to permeate out through your arms, through your fingertips, and then down from your hips and pelvis, down through your legs, all the way down through to your feet, way down into the ground, and allow this light to continue. Imagine that it goes way down into the center of the earth, connecting to the beautiful pounding heart of the earth, this powerful mother love force energy in the center of the earth. Beautiful sensation. Imagine that you're asking this powerful love from the earth to rise, send a beam of love up to you, a beam of support, of light, up through your feet, through your legs, through your hips, up through your body to your heart, up through your arms, all the way up through your head and way up to beyond your head, to the air, to the universe. And you are supported from above and below. Beautiful. And feel that sensation of being supported. Now imagine that you can bring your focus to the center of your chest, to your heart center. And you can feel how these two energies are permeating your heart center, connecting to the core of you. Imagine there's a light, there's a flicker of light or a spark or a seed in your heart center. And imagine that this starts to be wakened up and warmed up as the light from above and below touches it. Imagine now that you can just allow this heart of yours to expand. Allow the energy to start radiating out from your heart like a sun waking up, expanding out through your body, expanding out to all the cells of your body, to the cells of your skin, out beyond your body, 360 degrees around, and expanding beyond your body, above and below, on your sides, front and back, way beyond your body, touching your energy field, healing, warming up, loving your energy, raising it, raising the vibration of it, invigorating your whole field, your whole self. See how far out you can allow this energy from your heart to expand today. An arm's length around you on all sides, above and below. Can you expand it even further? Explore. How large do you want to be today? How much do you want to radiate today? Be amused. Go with it. Play with it. Imagine that you can do this. Imagine that the heart is doing it for you. All you need to do is allow, 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 allow. Allow it to expand, to shine, to hold you in strength and love. And then imagine that you allow it to come back and hold the space and arm's length around you on all sides, above and below. Your natural space, your natural energy field on this earth, supporting you on all sides, supported from below and above, and from your heart, connecting you to your essence, to your intuition, to your alignment, knowing that you can always come back to this space when you feel detached from it. You're always there. Thank yourself for taking this journey. Thank yourself for connecting not only to Source and the earth, but also to yourself, first and foremost. Thank your heart for being there for you and for expanding for you, whether you can see, sense, or feel it or not, it's doing it. The energy is set for it. And you can always come back to this meditation to do it again. And when you're ready, be aware of your surroundings and gently open your eyes. Knowing you're ready for a beautiful day. Beautiful. Thank you for the heart. If you'd like to share, feel free to share how you're feeling. You don't have to. Our heart is enough. Just being in this space is enough if you want to. Yeah, hearts. I've also put a question that you can answer if you want to, now or later, for yourself. What have you learned about yourself and your ability to tune into your higher wisdom, to your intuition? You don't have to share in the chat if you just want to stay in this space. Oh, that's a surprise, a wow face there. Thank you. Beautiful meditation. Wow, thank you. Yes. If you have any questions or frustrations, feel nourished. Yes, thank you. That was beautiful. Then you're also free to share those if you have any frustrations or anything that you want to know more. I promised you today to show you how you can enhance your connection to your intuition and tap into the wisdom of your heart. Thank you. Became the tree again. Beautiful. Lugnt means calm. Thank you. Beautiful. Cool. I promised you to show how you can start trusting your experiences and why you should. Lovely. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Thank you guys for being here. You made my day. So here you are again. All you need to do, I will send out these slides, by the way, so you can look at them later if you need to. You need to explore your imagination. To ease up the hard work a little, step back and be curious and amused. Thank you, Rowena. That was a beautiful class. You're welcome. Thank you. Create a space for a daily moment of stillness of some kind, even just a moment of breathing or meditation or walking nature. Thank you, Tisentak. You're welcome. Thank you. Whatever works for you. And if you want to join my community, it's free, it's open, it's for people sharing, it's for people connecting, it's for sitting down to send healing, love, and energies out to people in need. And there are some opportunities of learning more if you want to, but you don't, it's up to you. It's like a village where everyone agrees to support, care for, and help each other and send out beautiful love and healing to people in need. And if you want to, you can join. I would love to have you there. This is only the beginning, so I'm expanding it both online and physically. And you are more than welcome. So that is that's the link. If you want to check it out, you can just have a look as well before I'll send it here. It's what I'm sort of focusing on these days. Feel really good from start to finish. Good. Felt really good. Thank you. That's the thing, created space daily. Exactly. Creating space daily. That would be a beautiful gift to yourself. If you can imagine even just creating that moment just after your shower, maybe, of just taking a breath, or going out in nature and connecting to the trees. I'm going to say hello to you directly here at the end, or whatever it is that how you can create that space. Or if you sit down for a longer time, try to do that for yourself and be curious, listen, explore, see what comes. You have yourself always, and you have your language there. It's the tuning in and listening that needs a little bit of practice, and you'll get there. So thank you for taking the time. There will be a replay. I will be sending it out tomorrow when it's ready, so you can watch this. I'll also put it out in that community, The Rising, that I put the link. Thank you for teaching me how to expand my energy. Thank you for expanding your energy, for doing it. And thank yourself for doing that, and for wanting to learn. That's where it starts. So I wish you all a beautiful, beautiful day. And let's see if I can get this on again. It's powerful healing work. So both for yourself and for the world. And when more people decide to do this, the vibration of the world will shift. So this is why I'm doing it. And it's so exciting. I love doing this. So thank you for being here. Any more questions that you have before I finish? Thank you for the joy. You're welcome. Thank you for sharing it. I can feel it. If you have any questions, I'm going to leave this open for a little while in case you want to check out that link. Actually, I'm shifting this slide because there's another one. There we are, 2 links. If you're interested in connecting somehow in one way or another, those are the links. But most of all, thank you for being here, for sharing this. And I wish you a beautiful, beautiful day and weekend, and many, many blessings to you all. Thank you for taking these steps. We need it. The world needs it. I needed this today, so it was cool. And take care.